Hola amigos! It's still me, don't worry, I still speak English. It's just me missing Spain and waiting for sunny days and warm days. I just can't wait when it will be sunny and warm and lovely and beautiful outside. So, I would love to talk about networking today, and I consider this to be a very important topic. And you know, I'm not the most talkative person in this world, I'm not the queen of networking, but based on my previous experience, I understood that networking is actually very important and something very much needed in this world. So let's start by telling you what networking means. I'm sure you all know, but I will just start with a definition. So it's interacting with others to exchange information and to develop professional and social contacts. It's very good to know people, it's very good to have social contacts, to have professional contacts. It can benefit you so much. And in this video, I'll tell you about the benefits that you get when you network with people, and I'll tell you where you can meet people. In my own experience, I'm sure there are more ways, but I want to emphasize this topic. Okay, let's talk a little bit about some benefits that you'll get. So first of all, you can meet some amazing people. People who already achieved what you want to achieve. Imagine that you want to work at Google. I suppose that if you try to apply for jobs at Google, you understood that it's not that easy. You can obviously try to apply on their website, but you can actually try to connect with someone from Google and ask them about their experience of getting into the company. How did they do this? How did they get in there? Maybe that person is your friend and they can tell to the HR manager that they know you, yes, and that HR manager can just pay a bit more attention to your CV, and if it's a good CV, they can reach out to you. So connections and making new friends means a lot, you know, and not only professionally, but you can just make new friends and go out for coffees, you can talk to them, you can have someone to share your experiences with. Maybe sometimes you're feeling lonely. I'm very lucky that I met some very cool friends, and I have moments when I'm feeling really lonely, when something is not going well in my life, and I really love them because they always ask me, are you okay? Do you want to have a chat? Do you want to go out for coffee? Or if we can't go out for a coffee, they would always make sure to ask if I'm okay, if I sound a bit down, you know, like if I sound not in the best moods, in the best spirits. It's so nice to have people around you, and not maybe many people, but a few people who support you, and we can always meet those people as well. Like maybe you have one great friend and maybe somehow you can meet your second great friend, and that's so amazing to have those supportive people near you. Also through networking, you can get some early or some important information. For example, you have a business and there is a competitor, and somehow you found early some things that they are doing. And you can use those things to firstly implement in your own company, do it cheaper, and win the market. You can do this if you get that early information, and you can do this through networking, and you can do this through very good relationships with people as well. Also, as I mentioned before, you can use networking to be recommended to a potential employer. Yeah, so you can somehow connect with the HR team and have a chat with them. Maybe some of your friends can recommend you to someone. You can also, for example, do internships, and you can talk to people in that company. Maybe someone was hired after an internship, and you can be like, hey, can I invite you for a cup of coffee, and you will tell me about your experience of getting into the company from the internship. And I'm sure that that person would love to communicate with you, they would love to share their experience with you. And obviously it's not a problem to buy someone a cup of coffee. It costs like 2, 3, 4, 5 euro depending on the country, but it's not that much money, and you can get some very valuable information and some very valuable insights. You know, even like at my job, sometimes when I talk to people ask me, oh, Anna, tell me, how do I get into the company that you work for? And I tell them that, look, I'm gonna send you the website where all the job vacancies are displayed, and you just monitor that website, and hopefully you'll be lucky and a new job vacancy will happen, will be there. So, you know, through networking, people actually get to know where they can apply for a job, how do they get into the same company. And I'm very happy to provide this information to them, and I'm sure that loads of people out there are very happy to provide that information to you and to me. And very often I ask, it's amazing to ask, to talk about your intentions, that you maybe want a promotion, or you want to move into a new company, or you don't really like your current job and you want something new, or open a business and people would be very happy to share loads of information with you. And do you know, like, I used to be afraid to ask for these kind of things, but you know, when people ask me, I'm very open. I'm ready to share everything with them. So I'm sure that others, not everyone, but many people would be like me, and they would be happy to share that information as well. Also, through networking, we can get some great ideas. People can be like, oh, Anna, you're actually so great at this. Why don't you do a guide, like an online guide where you talk about moving to Ireland, because you know so many things and you have access to the information. So if you don't know something, you can find out that information. So put this in a guide and make that guide about moving to Ireland. And I was like, wow, that's a brilliant idea. I was actually thinking about this, but that person motivated me to do this. They gave me like assurance that everything will be great and people might actually potentially buy this guide, for example. So people can be a source of ideas, of inspiration, of motivation, and that's so great, because like I myself love inspiring people. I have a friend and she studied IT. She's still studying IT. If you're watching my videos, you know that I'm talking about you. And I remember that she started working in a company. I think it was an internship as far as I remember, and she told me that, oh, it's so difficult for me because I don't know many things and I have to struggle so much to understand what to do in this IT. And I understand her, it's very difficult. And I used to tell her, look, at the beginning it's gonna be difficult, but then it's gonna be easier. Believe me, it's gonna be easier. So I was trying to support her, and now I was listening to her audio message and she told me, do you know what? Now I know how to do a few things. So now it's much easier for her, and people can be a huge source of support for us. I understand that I'm happy to offer this support, and I understand that there are loads of people happy to offer this support, help. It's a resource that it's great to implement in life. It's great to have these things in life. It's great to have people in life and keep networking and communicating with them. And now imagine that you can create your own environment yourself. Like, for example, you did not have the best people in your life, some of them maybe were toxic, but now you can start communicating, networking, meeting new people, and you create your own environment. Like, you talk more to people that you really like, and you go out for coffees with people that you like, and you create your own environment. And then you cannot blame anyone that you're surrounded by toxic people, because you can create it yourself, because we have all these opportunities. Yes, it's online, but in many countries people started to get out. There are no restrictions, or not very severe restrictions, so people can get out, can talk, can meet, can go to concerts and make new friends. And we have to use this opportunity. It's an opportunity. Also, in the past, I thought that I was an introvert, but then I read some studies and I understood that there are not many introverts, like total introverts or total extroverts in the world. Absolutely not. The majority of us, we are bivalent, yes? So we are both introverts and extroverts. Someone can be less an introvert and more an extrovert, and vice versa. Somebody can be more introvert and more extro, and somebody can be like 50-50. I think that I'm roughly 50-50. And I used to use this excuse and say that, oh, I'm an introvert, just not to talk to people, not to get out of my comfort zone, not to ask for something that I really needed. And I understood that that's not correct. Based on my own experience, I understood that no, I should ask people. Many people will be happy to help. Many people would be happy to answer my questions. Yes, many people would not love to waste their time on me, which is absolutely fine. They have their own problems. That's great. I'll just keep going. I'll keep trying to make different friends, new friends, and stuff like this. So don't use the fact that you think you're an introvert or you're an actual introvert as a reason not to communicate with people, because again, as I mentioned, it's a huge resource and people mean opportunities. And now let's talk a little bit about communication, where you can network. Like, you can do it in communities. I can see that communities get very, very popular right now. For example, different YouTubers, different people build communities around themselves. Patreon communities, for example. So you can meet people who have similar goals with you, for example. Yes, like I used to do some calls for people who want to move to Ireland, so they can meet others who have the same goals and maybe eventually help each other, at least support each other, share experiences. So try to maybe join some communities or find some communities where people have similar goals with you. Also events, of course, online, offline events, you can always join them and try to talk to people, gyms, different kind of concerts, courses like English courses, yoga courses. For sure you will find someone who has a bit of time, who wants to have a chat with you. And usually when you go to like different kind of courses like Zumba courses or even pool classes or like hoop classes, everyone is so open, everyone is ready to have a chat with you. Maybe people already have a chat on Instagram or on WhatsApp, for example, and they can add you into the chat so you can communicate with people. You can maybe invite them for a cup of coffee so someone will get out with you. So you can do it, it's absolutely possible. Also meet people through social media, get onto the groups, and another way to meet people is through this video. So what you can do, you can actually tell us a little bit about yourself in the comments, okay? You can leave your connections, like for example your Instagram profile, the link to your Facebook profile maybe, and also check other people in the comments to this video and maybe connect with them, at least look for them, talk to them, be like, oh look, I actually saw that you also watched Anna's video, I thought that maybe we have something in common, would you like to connect, maybe have a chat, maybe you can find people who live in the same city with you. Like for example, people who live in Dublin, there are loads of people who live in Dublin and watch me, and maybe you want to go for a coffee with someone but you're feeling very lonely, so you can meet someone from Dublin, for example, and not only. So make sure you write a comment into this video, you tell a little bit about yourself, you leave some connections, and also look for other people and yourself try to connect with them, be proactive as well, connect with them, network, meet new people. Like you never know when you will meet a cool friend or your other half or someone who would be very happy to help you at something. Very many times in my life I had that feeling that I met that person for a purpose and they met me for a purpose as well, because I helped them and they helped me. So be proactive and try to communicate with people, try to find new friends, because this will definitely help us a lot. Cool guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. Make sure you give it a like. You do let me know what you think about networking, and maybe you're introverts and how did you get over this and how did you survive in this life where you have to talk to people, and let us know about yourself. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching this video. It was very nice to see you here, and I hope the information that I give you is interesting and useful. Please make sure you give this video a like, you do subscribe to my channel, and also click on the bell icon to make sure you do not miss any of the future videos, because I make this content for you to help you learn new things, develop yourself, and achieve your goals based on my own experience.